witness for my Lord? Who will be a witness for my Lord? Who will be a witness for my Lord? Who will be a witness for my Lord?
I'll be a witness for my Lord. 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 There was a man of the Pharisees. His name was Nicodemus, and he didn't believe the same.
One of the major reasons that there are still racial issues in America has been the inability of past generations to discuss race and respect each other's views. So we believe here at North Cross that we're going to start the dialogue today about racial issues in the Roanoke Valley.
I went to a one-room school through the 5th grade. I got a son and daughter now, both of my daughter's a teacher and I got some grandkids. And when I tell them that, they ask me, well, what era did you live in, Grandpa? But that was a time back then that because of our race, we couldn't go to the school where the white students were. So until I became a 5th grade student and moved out of the one-room school where we had one teacher that taught 7 grades. First to the 7th grade, we had one teacher. And so that's an experience that you never forget, but you appreciate it. Back then, it was a village that raised the child, so everybody knew what you had to do in order to get back. But things have changed. We could.
Sometimes you read some statistics that jump off the page at you, jump off the computer screen at you. And this one I read this morning, and maybe other people knew this, I just didn't, but by the end of this decade, I'm talking about 5 years, by the end of this decade, more than 50% of the population of the United States under the age of 18 will be a person of color. One of the things that we need to teach people is we need to teach people a racial awareness and understanding how race works in the United States. I mean, this is truly a 21st century skill that you need to have. And so much of what you see on the news and in the newspaper that deals with race are comments or responses taken from the extremes of any issue. And we know that there is more that we have in common than we have different in each other. So
I do feel like in some places white people have the upper hand, while in others black people have the upper hand. So just like affirmative action, and when it comes to job opportunity, I feel like in places where there is still heavy racism to some extent, such as some places in the South, I feel like job opportunities for white people there would be easier. But I feel like if you're an American, regardless of your skin color, the experience is really what you make it yourself.
I think people experience that crime happens where crime happens. It's unfortunately usually the lower socioeconomic areas of town, but there's places like that where the majority of people are white, and also places where the majority of people are black. And the crime, it doesn't depend your color, creed, sexual orientation, or anything. Crime happens, and it happens to everyone.
But there's a thing called the white experience, and Coach Ash and I have talked extensively about this, where a white person and a person of color have 2 different experiences. And that's definitely changing, and they're becoming more equal. But I can go out, and I think unfortunately, I have a better chance of getting a job than a person of color. That's definitely changing. It's been changing since the 1960s, but it's still not completely equal, but it's getting better.
I still today feel that some people judge people by the color of their skin. No matter white, black, Latino, any of that stuff. They're always being judged, but I don't think there'll ever be a resolution, a solution, or anything. It'll never be resolved. But it will continue to get better. I mean, this is 2015. It's been since the 60s. Okay.
And here at North Cross, we don't have a problem, and it is very equal. Everyone is like here in the crowd. Everyone is sitting together. Not everyone I think it's, you know, still an issue, like when you're applying for colleges, you have, and your SATs and stuff, you have to put down, what your race is. So there must be some factor with getting into college depending on what race you are.
I feel that there is a need for Black History Month because I think it does more than talk about what those that came before us, what they did, but I think it gives you a picture of the total Black experience. I think in an ideal world, we would hope that would be a part of those things, but there are a lot of things in history that you will see that where many Blacks were excluded. Even right now, there's a discussion about history and things that are not excluded there. And I think Black History Month is more than just, it gives you the picture of the total experience, and I think that's important